Good day all, my name is Kash Stephen. Today I am going to present to you my market research proposal on Uber's user experience in the ride-sharing economy. This is a milestone in my doctoral learning journey in business administration. The agenda for my presentation is as follows: overview of the problem, objectives and target audience, market research technique, secondary data, sampling strategy and size, primary data collection and data analysis, timeline and cost, ethical considerations, and I will conclude with some takeaways. Overview of the problem. To join in the ride-sharing economy, service providers and consumers must divulge personal information in exchange for access to the platform on which their interactions occur. Privacy in data sharing involves data exchanges taking place between users and platform organizations and between users and peer users. Privacy concerns are related to platform privacy and peer-to-peer privacy. The power dynamics between the platform organizations, service providers, and consumers in the sharing economy creates numerous challenges. The sharing platforms may take steps to control how and when service providers engage in the sharing economy. Sharing platforms avoid the obligations that pertain to an employment relationship and avoid paying employee benefits, compensations, and insurances. Sharing platforms organizations try to minimize outside regulation of the relationship between the employer and the employee. From 2017 to date, Uber has been plagued by negative reviews and scandals on data breaches, unfair competition, discrimination, labor issues, unethical business practices, and safety issues. In light of the reviews and scandals, it is essential that Uber marketing managers obtain insights into the user experiences of the Uber ride-sharing services to understand the motives and obstacles to participation, attitudes towards sharing data, and perceptions of power imbalances during interactions. The objectives of the research. The main objective of the research is to explore the user's experience of Uber's ride-sharing economy. The research questions are: what are the user's motives and obstacles for participation in the ride-sharing economy? Research question 2: what are the user's attitudes towards data sharing? Research question 3: what are the user's attitudes towards power dynamics? The target audience are the platform organization, that is Uber, the service providers, that is the drivers, and consumers, that is the riders or passengers from New York City. The customers are segmented according to the different levels of service. The economy services such as Uber XL and Uber Pool for cost-conscious customers, and Uber Premium stylish vehicles for extravagant customers. Market research technique. An exploratory research design was chosen. Exploratory research aims to find out what is happening and gain new insights to assess a phenomenon in a new light. This research will use inductive analysis, which comprises the discovery and analysis of patterns, categories, and themes within the data, arguing from the particular to the general. Inductive exploratory research processes are effective when used with a qualitative methodology. This research employs a qualitative methodology in order to gain critical insight on the multidimensional topic of privacy, power, and participation in the ride-sharing economy. The case study is constructed through an interpretive approach, attempting to understand and analyze phenomena through accessing participants' context-specific perceptions. Secondary data. The two sources of secondary data are Uber's internal databases and records, and external databases of government organizations and agencies. Secondary data from the internal databases includes Uber's annual reports, sales data, customer profiles, and purchase patterns. Secondary data from external databases include social media, business data from New York Taxi Association, and reports, journals, and research studies. The secondary data will provide background data for planning the market research project and clarifying the problem. Secondary data will provide the sample frame for this market research online community participants and the online in-depth interviews with service providers. Sampling strategy and size. A non-probability purposive sampling technique will be used. Participants are chosen in a deliberate manner in order to generate the most relevant and plentiful data. The main recruiting channel will be through the Facebook network. A message will be broadcasted on the network, and Uber consumers and Uber service providers in the New York City will be invited to participate. The researcher will be able to select a diverse sample of participants with relevant and interesting Uber experiences. Participants will be screened on the past 12-month Uber usage. The sample size is 20 for Uber drivers and for the in-depth interviews, and 50 Uber consumers for the market research online community. Primary data collection. The primary data for the study will be gathered through IDIs via webcam and interactions on the market research online community. The IDIs investigates the respondents' views, experiences, feelings, and perspectives. IDIs via webcam were selected instead of focus group discussions because it would be logistically challenging to get the Uber drivers together for the focus group sessions as they have unpredictable and busy schedules. An IDI guide will be utilized to organize the interview in the central themes and to ensure that vital questions will not be overlooked. The researcher will prompt and probe the respondents to extract answers to each question and produce in-depth responses. The entire interview will be captured on video using webcam video recording technology. The researcher will obtain written consent from the 20 respondents prior to the commencement of the interview. The interviewer will also make field notes on any noteworthy items of discussion. The market research online community is a chosen group of consumers who consent to take part in a continuing qualitative dialogue. All online community discussions for the Uber user experience study will be conducted on a custom-built website. The online membership for the Uber online community will be strictly by invite. The 50 respondents in the online community will sign a written consent form before the launch of the online community. The online community duration for the study will be 2 weeks. Discussion questions from the online community will be placed in the discussion guide, and these questions will be posted during the 2 weeks. Moderators will keep discussions on track and keep the discussions lively and productive. Researchers will ask questions to Uber consumers in stimulating ways to improve participation and inputs. Qualitative data analysis. The qualitative data analysis for the IDIs and the online community discussions will be conducted according to a qualitative content analysis process. Free software will be used to transcribe the primary data from the video recordings of the IDIs and the online community interactions, and secondary data from Uber's internal and external databases. The text formats will be prepared for loading on Atlas TI. The researcher will utilize Atlas TI computer-aided techniques for thematic content analysis. Atlas TI systemizes processes like cataloging of primary documents, organizing of codes, as well as recording qualitative findings and inspirational moments. Atlas TI makes connections between codes, categories, and creation of networks. The networks produce the option to show different relationships, patterns, similarities, and differences. The text format of documents and transcriptions will be arranged in the themes and categories with the assistance of Atlas TI. The text will be coded. The qualitative data will be organized into categories, themes, and patterns in line with the research objectives and questions. By means of organizing and describing data, the researcher will interpret and make sense of Uber's users' experiences of the ride-sharing economy. Timeline and estimated cost. The high-level timeline for the proposed research is 26 weeks. Design and testing of the research instruments is 3 weeks. Data collection, IDIs via webcam, online interactions of the market research online community will be 12 weeks. 6 weeks will be dedicated to data analysis using Atlas TI and O-Transcribe. The final report will be crafted in 3 weeks, and thereafter a presentation will be made to the Uber management. The estimated total cost for the research is $16,500. Of this, $8,500 amount for personnel expenses, $500 for sampling, $2,000 for data collection, $2,000 for software for analysis, that's the Atlas TI, and other expenses which include printing, transport, meals, and other miscellaneous expenses that will be incurred. This amounts to $3,500. Ethical considerations. I, as a researcher, will abide by the Market Research Association's overarching code of standards and ethics by assisting the client to conduct ethical marketing research by adopting accepted research practices, respecting the respondents and their rights, obtaining consent of the respondents when collecting personal identifiable information, and ensuring the security and confidentiality of the information, maintaining professionalism, integrity and transparency when conducting the research, and complying with all applicable laws and regulations. Takeaways. I was able to integrate primary and secondary data in my MRP. I used the recent trends in qualitative market research extracted from the GRIT report and leverage on the use of technology to conduct IDIs via webcam and market research online community qualitative research. Secondly, I understand the elements of a well-designed qualitative marketing research proposal. Thirdly, I was able to progressively build my market research practical skills to compile the MRP. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions or comments, kindly post them below.